Good evening, everybody. Happy Passover. Happy Easter. Not yet, but almost. So, we've learned a lot today. First of all, we learned that if you don't have the coronavirus, you're not getting taken care of. Is that right?
It's a sad situation, absolutely.
So, as you all know, I've had this infection for about, I would say 12 weeks now, and I was being treated with daptomycin in an infusion center, okay? Because of the COVID situation, there are no infusions being done there now. So today, we contacted a company that was going to do it, and they let me know that because I have Medicare and Humana as a supplemental, they do not cover intravenous drugs at home, okay? Now, we are in a pandemic. Hospitals are not doing infusions unless you're on chemotherapy or dialysis. Then they're still doing it. So therefore, they want to charge $250 for the equipment, $150 to put a midline in, $500 for antibiotic drugs, $90 a visit to change dressing, and $90 a visit for the person to come to the home, okay? $1,000 a week for me to receive antibiotics. I cannot have antibiotics in the hospital right now. They are inundated with COVID patients. So I'm left with $1,000 a week. So we called Medicare, and what did they tell you?
Oh, they were very helpful. They were so helpful. The final answer was, we really can't do anything. The situation is so bad that we don't cover that. So I said, what about the supplement that she has, Humana? Well, Humana's not going to cover it either, because if Medicare says no, the supplement says no. So automatically you could have 2, 3, you could have 4 different types of insurance. Great news. Medicare says no, you get nothing. Furthermore, the reason why you get nothing is because they've decided that an infusion done at home should not be covered unless you get the pump. If you get the pump, then it's a different story. But if it's a throwaway, it's not allowed.
Now, you only get a pump if you're on chemotherapy, if you have morphine at home, if you're in hospice care, if you're basically in a severe, dire situation. Right now, because I've developed this lump, because I already have a bone infection, so in order for me to get antibiotics, I need to go septic, okay? So I need to have a severe bone infection that leads to a blood infection, okay? The infection is already getting worse. What went from an inside the tibia is now outside the tibia and has now started to eat at the flesh. That's not enough. Unless I go into some kind of septic shock with a fever, the whole 9 yards, they will not cover antibiotics.
So what we need to do now is reach out to the hospitals, to the presidents of these hospitals, and we need to get an answer. We need to know, how does my daughter get taken care of? What type of treatment will she receive? We understand COVID-19 is a deadly virus. We understand that hospitals are under tremendous stress to take care of the patients who are very sick. But what about the other patients? What about the others who are sick, who have other emergency surgeries that need to be done but are being considered elective? Who decides it's an elective? My doctor doesn't feel it's an elective. I'm sure your doctor doesn't feel it's an elective. We need to get together. We need to stand up together, and we need to get this resolved, and we need to get it resolved now.
And with that said, those with CRPS are not being treated in the hospital. So I just had a friend kill herself on her birthday because she wasn't being treated. Now, nobody is saying that this is not the worst thing we've ever seen, but there are also people who have emergencies, okay? Now, I have an amputation that's infected. There are people out there that I know who are having the same thing. Somebody who needed an emergency gallbladder surgery. They waited until it was a devastating situation. This is insane. You've taken over every hospital, which we understand, but you've left no place for anyone to go if there's an emergency. That's not COVID related. There is absolutely no place to go. So what exactly are we supposed to do? Every hospital has COVID patients. They don't want to bring somebody in because you could get sick. But the other option is you could go septic, you could have something else happen. So I don't know what exactly we're supposed to do, and we don't know who to get in touch with in order to get something done. My surgeon is in Washington. They will not let a New Yorker get surgery in Washington. So now I said, well, when will surgery possibly be done? And he said, August. With no antibiotic, I should be septic within 2 to 3 weeks. Then what happens? So then I go to the hospital anyway that is filled with COVID-19 patients, but now I'm completely immunodeficient and I will be in a dire situation. But they've left literally no options at this point. If you have any other ailment other than COVID-19, they don't know what to do.
So we are now looking for you out there to help, to tell us how we can go about helping my daughter and helping others to reach out to the medical profession who is under tremendous stress. But let's be realistic. There are other diseases, other emergencies, and we need to make room. There are many, many hospitals on Long Island, many hospitals in the city, but most are now blocked because of the COVID-19. And we are delighted that the numbers are starting to curve down and that the death rate hopefully will continue to go down. But there will be other deaths if we don't start treating the other patients. And more importantly, what about those who are sitting with all kinds of mental issues that need help? So this sad situation has to be turned around, and we're calling on everyone to join us and to get our voices out there.
And who decides what an elective surgery is? Elective surgery to me would be, you want breast implants, you want a tummy tuck, you want a bunion corrected, okay? Having an amputation that's infected is not elective. It's not something that can wait. Having a pole inside your tibia that is infected is not something that can wait. Having appendicitis where your appendix bursts is not something that can wait, okay? You're leaving people in a situation where there's no choice, and there's also, you're asking them to put their lives in jeopardy to the point that they're in septicemia or they're literally in dire straits because there's other people that are sick. We all understand that people are sick, but we also need to be taken care of. Somebody has to let us know what to do. What are patients with CRPS supposed to do who aren't being treated, who aren't getting their ketamine infusions because you've shut down every hospital? Every single hospital we've called has said, we are a COVID hospital. We have turned all our units into a COVID hospital, okay? That's left no room for anybody with any kind of emergency. They want you to take care of yourself at home. We can't do that. This needs to be checked by a professional. They put the U.S. Comfort, which was supposed to be non-COVID, which is now COVID. Where do you go if you're not a COVID-19 patient? What do you do? Let me know. Let us know.
We'd love to hear from the politicians. I'm calling on Suffolk County Tom Silmy, on Congressman Peter King, on Senator Phil Boyle. Please reach out to us. Tell us how we can move forward. Your help is greatly needed. Thank you, and God bless, and happy holidays.